Oops, sorry, just taking a selfie. Welcome to Yacht Talk. During this episode, we discuss social media and super yachts with experts in the field from Heesen's and beyond. And stay with us because we'll also take a tour of the Monaco Yacht Show on day one. Thanks for joining us. I am delighted to be joined by the one and only Sarah Gianola, who is a PR and press officer at Heesen. Sarah, tell us about your social media strategy at Heesen. Why is it important to have one?
Good morning, Charlotte. Good morning, everyone. About social media, the importance of having a strategy and having a good presence on all the channels is because it really brings you close to your audience, clients, fans, potential suppliers, and the future employees.
And how much of your time and your budget, to a certain extent, do you allocate to social media against traditional media, for instance?
I would say time-wise, 30%, and maybe even a little bit more. Budget-wise, we only do organic posting, so there's no advertising, and I think we should really stress on that. However, we heavily invest in creating content, so there's some spending, but on the organic side of creation of posts online.
By organic, just to make it a bit clearer for our audience, that means that you do not pay influencers.
We do not, and we actually work with influencers, but we work with them like we work with journalists. So they are invited to our events. I have a quota of influencers that can attend our events, and they have to post organically, so not being paid by us to do their job of reporting on what we're doing. Telling the truth, being authentic was our mantra from the very beginning, from when I took over social media from a former colleague. We communicate about things that are happening for real. Milestones in the construction of our yachts, events, and we share the behind the scenes. We share the experience of our colleagues, especially when we're looking to hire new staff. And I think this is really paying back.
One more thing, what kind of content is most engaging for users? Videos, pictures, live feeds, what really works?
Short videos certainly is the latest trend, and especially behind the scenes and when we show big operations. I think the base of our followers is mainly like engineers. I see a lot of tech people who appreciate what we do, technical pictures of big operations when the boats come out of the shed, especially shed number 6 where we do the aluminium welding. This is where we really get high numbers.
Sarah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Stay with us. Next is what happened this morning here at the Hermitage. We're on the terrace. Earlier, Heesen held its traditional press conference followed by breakfast. And here are some of the highlights. Arthur, thanks for joining us. We're on board Mosquito at the Monaco Yacht Show, so I have to ask you, how does it feel to be here?
It's great to be back. As you can see, it's vibrant here. The sun, of course, is Monaco style, so it's pretty hot for us. And I love to see the competition out here. Looking at them, looking at us, it gives us a great feeling. Expecting a lot of customers, potential customers, brokers on board in the coming hours, in the coming days. It really feels good.
It's great to be back, indeed. Arthur, you have been extremely busy at the shipyard, haven't you? What's the latest at Heesen's?
The latest at Heesen's is that we are fully occupied. We are so busy pushing out all our boats, having sold almost anything we had in stock. Every shed is occupied at this moment. Every boat we had on speculation the recent years has been sold. So we are pretty happy campers at this moment.
Arthur, you've also been doing a lot in the field of sustainability because there's growing momentum for it in the industry.
Absolutely, and I think the momentum already has been there for some years. As you might remember, we built the first hybrid boat on spec. We sold it, and we have recently sold also a custom boat with a hybrid package out there. Now, what we see in sustainability is that the questions coming from customers and potential customers coming to us more and more in this field. So we announced today a couple of things in sustainability. Maybe close to home, the first one is that every boat we build is now available, if the customer wants to, with a hybrid solution. That's new. We had to re-engineer all the engine rooms, but we've done that. Also, what we do is close to what we are. We build even sleeker hulls, so the efficiency of our hulls and efficiency can be met in a way that you can look at the fuel consumption. It's 30% down now with our new technology. A lot of measures will be taken, like renewable materials in the boats, how to do storage of your energy, and so on and so forth. Next to that, of course, like any friend, competitor or colleague here at the show, we'll look at 2030 and beyond about hydrogen solutions.
And what are you looking forward to the most this week?
This week, I think it's the first time we have multiple contacts with customers again, coming on board, showing real life in a good atmosphere or product. And because these products which we have sold, Mosquito, we have something like this in-built called Project Apollo. So they can see what we built, and if they are lucky, and we are lucky, they might even buy the next one. We also love to meet the competition and let our potential customers have a look at them and compare it with us.
Fantastic. Arthur, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So Friso, coming from the world of commercial shipbuilding, it's your first Monaco Yacht Show. How do you find it so far?
Well, great to see you here, Charlotte, and it's going very well. It was fantastic to make the swap from the commercial shipbuilding to the super yacht building, and look at this, all these beautiful yachts, all happy people, so all good.
And tell us about your first half of the year at Heesen. How do you find it, and what have you learned?
Well, actually, the restriction on flying, on traveling, came as a blessing in disguise, because it allowed me to get to know the company, get to know the products and the people behind it, and the philosophy of Heesen. Yeah.
And you're arriving at a time where there's a lot of conversation around sustainability. And in fact, at Heesen, you're launching a new clean development initiative called Blue Nautic. So what can you tell us about it?
Yeah, I think it's exciting news. Blue Nautic is our sustainability brand. It's basically a wave to the market that we are embarking on this voyage of building the most sustainable yachts you can imagine. And we have divided it in 6 pillars. And it's all about hull efficiency, it's about efficient propulsion system, hybrid, renewal of energy, all these aspects. And we're not done yet, but we're embarking on it, so more to come.
Well, good luck with that journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So we're now talking to Scott Hampton. He's Spain project leader at Heesen. Hello, Scott.
Hello, thank you for inviting me.
I've got to ask you, what do you most like about your job? Apart from the perks of travelling and so on. Since you mentioned
what
them.
I enjoy is the result and the teamwork to get to the result. The stages that we go through, we get a new build at aluminium or steel stage, and when she floods up, a year later, don't forget, this is over a 50 metre in Cosmos stage, an 80 metre in a year. You know, it's satisfying, really. It's mind-blowing what we can do as when we come together, especially Heesen's production team. As a team, it really, we connect well. Communication's very strong, and I'm one of the only British in the yard alongside Mark, and it works well.
Fantastic. So let's talk a bit more about your social media presence. How did you build it up? You've mentioned that it started on LinkedIn. You were posting a few things related to your travels and your work, and suddenly it really picked up, didn't it?
Yeah. I wouldn't. I concentrate on my LinkedIn more than my Instagram and stuff. Instagram's more personal for me, including work, as Sarah knows. But my LinkedIn, I have a huge following on there. I update it regularly inside the terms of Heesen to make sure confidentiality and stuff. But LinkedIn's really it's brought a lot of opportunities to the table for me, and I like to showcase what Heesen and our subcontractors are capable of.
Absolutely. One more thing, as you are becoming a sort of brand ambassador for Heesen.
Yeah.
Are you quite wary of what you post online, the do's
Yes.
and don'ts of social
Yeah.
media?
Yeah. I've learned some valid lessons over my time. I've recently speaking to a friend about it, and it's important, and it's very important we respect the client's, privacy, for one, and secondly, it's not also. You want the element of surprise. You can't post too much. You want the element of surprise that Heesen's have announced a new build they've signed. 18 months you're going to see a new build outside. So yeah, we don't post too much. I don't post too much. And when I do, it's only areas of the boat you have to kind of guess what we're doing.
Less is more.
Correct. And it's working well. Really well,
Fantastic.
actually, especially over the last few months. A lot of people know the Project Cosmos is going to be launching soon, and the videos I've added, it's getting a lot of notice. I see this.
Fantastic. Scott, thank you very much.
Thank you again. I appreciate it. Thank you.
What a fine morning here in Monaco for the first day of the yacht show. Let's find out what's happening by taking a tour. The Monaco Yacht Show is about yachting, of course, but it's also about the yachting lifestyle, and that means stylish cars. So I'm here with Daniel Evento. And Daniele, tell us a bit more about this car. I mean, it's absolutely stunning.
This one, we only produce custom cars. So this is the custom car that used to be, it's an iconic car for Monte Carlo. It's called the Été, that's submarine French. And the client, they can choose the wooden of the car, they can choose many details. They can. We only do 6 a year, so it's a very exclusive car. It's inspired by the yacht life, so it's all the wooden details are made for, and it's a tender car, so it's made for the yacht garage.
Okay, I have it. Completely convinced. Thank you. The yachting lifestyle is, of course, also about toys, light and portable toys, in fact. So what do we have here, René?
This is Novus, and Novus is the first premium electric lightweight motorcycle. In other words, it's the coolest motorcycle you can have at the moment.
And why is it good for the yachting lifestyle? What's great about it?
It's so light, it's like 50 kilograms lighter than a traditional motorbike, and the looks is just extraordinary.
Well, I won't contradict you on that. It looks absolutely fantastic. And in terms of sustainability, what are its credentials?
It's fully electric, and the thing that we save so much weight makes it really sustainable because we don't need so much energy to move it forward. That's really a big advantage in this case.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Our next guest is Tom Vanossannen. He is a super yacht photographer. Hello, Tom.
Hey, Charlotte, welcome.
You work for different shipyards, and it's a small world. How do you make sure that you keep everyone happy?
Yeah, that's there's always there's a fine line. Now it's in Holland, it's basically I always see Holland or like one big shipyard. Basically, we got a ton of shipyards producing the best boats in the world, and I feel very lucky to be able to work with almost each and every one of them. And there's a lot happening. There's a whole superstructure being joined there. There's a boat being launched there, or a keel being laid at the other yard. And sometimes they happen on the same time. So there is. Usually I have like who comes first, gets first served. But sometimes there's always a way in the middle. And I think my clients all know that you're busy and you always try and be there. But sometimes you have a double appointment, and that's never fun, but it happens. Yeah.
Tell us about the pitfalls of social media, what you should or should not do, especially when it comes to privacy, for instance.
Yeah, so obviously the products we work with as super yacht photographers are mostly highly confidential. And even if you're not doing the shoot for the client, like for example the boat spotting here in the south of France, you can assume that there's a client on board, so keep your distance. That's always the case. Sometimes you see these amazing drone videos from guys living here or traveling here, and they do these nice close-ups, and there's people laying on the sun deck, and I always feel that a bit intrusive. So yeah, try and be humble, be happy that you can see them from that close, But yeah, there's always there's a fine line of going over the edge, basically.
Yeah, it's not just about yachts; it's also about people, of course.
No, definitely. I mean, as much as I always say, and it sounds a bit fun, I'm not a big fan of the superyacht lifestyle, but I love engineering and design, and it comes together in a superyacht in the best way possible. And that's why, you know, I admire these boats for what they are and not what they are intend to use it for, basically.
Okay, shh! Don't say that.
I know, but yeah, it's true.
Tom, thank you very much.
Thank you.